Wow, did you guys see this? It says MSNB hosts masterclass takedown of Vivek draws praise even from conservatives. That's wild. So the two players in this situation, for people who don't know, are Mehdi Hassan, who has a show on MSNBC. He's great, love him. And then we also have Vivek Ramaswamy, who is a GOP hopeful. I believe he's polling number 3 in the polls, and a lot of people are speculating that his sort of reversal on his previous Trump views is an attempt to become Trump's VP pick. Mehdi has been in the news a few times lately for just holding fast and like having a journalistic integrity when it comes to actually answering questions and not bowing to Ramaswamy's diversion tactics. You can see in this interview here, which is viral right now on Twitter, you can go to Mehdi Hassan's handle to watch this interview, in which he holds the line, asking questions that Vivek constantly tries to get out of. He just seems to have these like pre-memorized statements, and he just won't answer what Mehdi's saying. But instead of kind of, bowing to that tactic, Mehdi just continues. He's like, this is what it says in your book. This is what you said here. Why are you now saying something completely different? Jonathan Swan, who's a New York Times reporter, called it a mini masterclass on keeping eyes on the ball and refusing to be spun. What I thought was most interesting, too, is Mehdi had Ramaswamy's tax returns and showed that he posted an income of $750,000. At the same time, he took a scholarship, a diversity scholarship from George Soros, who's a notorious left-wing funding mechanism. He's a billionaire. He funds a lot of left-wing politicians. So Ramaswamy, who's very, very far right, it's like this is clearly not only in contradiction to all of this pull yourself up by your bootstrap stuff that you say, but also you're taking money from the left, and also you're denying that this is true, even though we have your tax returns that show it. So this was another example of Mehdi Hassan being a great interviewer and holding the line and being like, you can say all you want, but it's literally on paper, it's reported by the government. You can't say this isn't real. We have the numbers, we have the figures. There's this denying of facts that is just so crazy making. Anywho, I recommend you go watch the original interviews. You can go follow Mehdi Hassan on TikTok, on Twitter, on all the platforms. And then also go listen to this interview where he talks with Chris Hayes about the experience, because I just think it is a great, it is a masterclass, like Jonathan Swan said, about being a responsible journalist and following the facts instead of just constantly doing these diversion tactics that so many political figures do, where they just literally refuse to answer a question. And it's just so frustrating. It's how can you have a respectful and responsible debate if when someone presents facts to you, instead of answering the question they're asking, you just randomly start talking about something else?